All right. So Nora's new. Thank you, Nora. All right. Let me see. Guys, I am so excited about this film, and I know many of you who are in the same age bracket with me, we grew up watching the Cosby Show and got to see Black wealth and Black excellence in motion, and here we are being able to join up and link up with each other to share our unique experiences. I can't wait to get in here and learn everything. I was on two classes earlier today, so I'm not playing. I'm getting all the information from these people who want me to win as well, and from different areas and backgrounds in life. And I hope you're taking full advantage of it too. So I will be here for this course is 4 weeks. It's a intensive. You'll be able to get a lot of information, and then you'll be able to translate that information into a knowledge base for you. I have a free community as well that if you go up to the link in my bio, you'll be able to join my free community. All right, so the internet does not want us to be great. It is moving extra slow, extra slow to get these slides up. All right. Okay, now we're good to go. All right, so if you're joining me on TikTok, please feel free to stay here. I'm going to share all the information from the slides here, but I have physical PowerPoint slides that I will be sharing on YouTube, and the YouTube page is Blockchain Queen on YouTube. Okay. Sorry, guys, it is still freezing over here. I've been on my live all day. All right. Hello and welcome again. If you're just joining us, I'm Tonya Lawrence, the Blockchain Queen. Um, And I don't need this dag on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and get started over here on TikTok. I still will have the slides available for you to look at whenever you are ready. But first, we're going to start with understanding what blockchain or what cryptocurrency is. Cryptocurrency is digital money. For many people, I'm going to start right off the back talking about why people think it may not be real. People don't think of it as a real thing. They don't think of it as a tangible asset. And a lot of what I'm going to do is help you have mindset shifts. Think about when our grandparents first started using diners cards. When they went from paper money and coins in their change purse to now having a card that you can go and use at a diner to go purchase your food or have a night out with your family, that was a shift in mindset. And for many years, it took people a while to adopt it, right? That was a big shift. Cryptocurrency is the same thing, it's just now a digital version. So instead of having the paper money or the card, you now have a technology, an asset that is on what's called a blockchain. It is created by computers around the world that are doing something that's called mining. And those computers around the world are generating, think about the miners back in the gold rush. They were out there with a pick and shovel, digging in the ground to get the gold and produce the gold. Well, now mining computers are doing the same thing, but with technology. When you think about a mining computer, I want you to think about a bank teller at a bank. When you used to go and you would take a physical check to the bank and you would try to cash that check. Well, they had to go in their system and look and make sure that Mr. John had the available funds to cash the physical check that you had. That is the same thing that miners do, the computers around the world that are making sure that you can gain access to those funds so that the crypto in my wallet can be sent to your cryptocurrency wallet. That is one way that this technology is changing the world way the world works, because now instead of needing bank tellers, and guys, this is not like some pie in the sky theory. If you Write this down when we get off of this Zoom. Do your research and look at how many banks are now. Bank of America uses a cryptocurrency. I'm sorry. Bank of America is using, hold on, I got an echo. Bank of America is using Ripple technology. I'm sure you've seen Ripple, XRP all over the place. Bank of America is using their technology exclusively on the blockchain to be able to move money and information around at the bank. Now, imagine all of the people when all of the other banks start to adopt the Ripple technology, how many people they won't need tellers. We already see how things are changing. They don't need baggers or cashiers at their grocery store or the place we Target where we don't shop no more, right? So they are going to be in a position where they will not need bankers, they will not need tellers. They barely have them now because they were sending everyone to self banking. Now they will be completely obsolete because blockchain technology, the mining aspect of those computers that are doing to work to verify that the money from Mr. John's account is there and it's able to be sent to my account is taking place, right? And so that is making things, making the advancements in technology take over jobs and careers. So that is just one way. Now, when you have your digital currency, many people think like, oh man, I don't know if this is real. Remember, we talked about your parents having the diner's card and how that diner's card was something was like, oh my gosh, I don't understand how this works, right? And so you have the ability to have a digital currency that has a store of value. That value is based on supply and demand. How many people want it? How many people can access a certain number of coins are being printed, the maximum amount of coins that will be printed on Bitcoin, which is the biggest and most popular technology, is only 21 million coins ever in the history of the coin. Okay. So when you have that in place, when you have all of this technology and things that are guiding the principles, it makes a big difference. All right. So we are up over on YouTube. Let me just get these slides, make sure we're sharing them. Give me 2 seconds here. All right, we are cooking with grease. And again, if you want to join on YouTube, you can stay here. You just won't have the slides. Feel free to join on YouTube. You will have access to the slides for week 1 of 4. And here we go. And on YouTube, it is Blockchain Queen. That is the handle, Blockchain Queen. So if you're coming over to join us there, please feel free. If you want to stay where you are on TikTok, you can absolutely do that. All right. So we are up here. I'm going to fast forward to the actual slide that we should be on. And I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I am not a registered financial advisor. This information is for information purposes only. This is not investment advice. I am educating you and giving you the insight that you need to understand cryptocurrency, to understand what people are talking about, and most importantly, my people, what to stay away from. Okay. I want you to understand how to avoid the scams, the schemes, because there are a lot out there. Anyone asking you or telling you, give me your money, I can invest it for you. You'll get X amount or X percentage a day return on your money. Run, just run, go in the other direction. Hit me back up. Make sure that you are getting the education you need. Do not give your funds to anyone else to manage or grow for you. Every single time, those companies disappear in 6 to 8 months. It's like clockwork. They disappear in 6 to 8 months. That is why I'm so adamant on educating people to make sure that you have the information you need so you don't have to go and rely on the pie in the sky opportunity that someone else is promising. So, usually in the presentation, I like to share a video um, that goes over the beginning of the internet. Right now, where we are with cryptocurrency, imagine this, is we're in 1997. Type in the chat 1997. If you were around, you probably were in college, probably in college, probably getting out of college, maybe law school somewhere, something, doing something. 1997 is where we were in the internet. We are in that same place and time right now with blockchain technology. So in 1997, what was happening? Yes, May's 1997. What was happening in 1997? I still didn't even have, I had my first daughter. So I still didn't, I was on maternity leave. I was big and pregnant, bed rest for most of the time. But by 1998, I remember I was living in Pennsylvania. There was a big sale on computers, and my cousin's dad told me about it. So I drove from Harrisburg to Philly. I was super excited to go get this computer. And when they gave me the computer, they gave me an AOL disk. Y'all remember that? Type AOL if you remember those AOL disks. They gave me the AOL disk to help me start emailing and communicating with people online. And so when you think about 1997, 1998, people were just getting computers. I was more excited about buying the desk and all the furniture that I was going to get from IKEA than I was about the computer because I didn't know what the heck to do with it, right? I was a cosmetologist by trade in college, learning. I was going to be a detective, a police detective at the time. I didn't realize that I actually had to be a cop first, and then I would have to do the beat, walk the beat with a uniform. I just wanted to wear the cute leather jacket, my jeans, and my boots like they did on Homicide: Life in the Streets. They got me all messed up at the end when they told me, "Oh no, you got to walk the beat first before you become a detective." That was the end of that career, right? Went back to school, got a degree in finance or business administration, so I could start my finance journey where I really needed to be. All right, so um, back then, people were just learning about the internet. Right now, you're in the same space, 1997, people just learning about cryptocurrency, digital currency, what it is. So you are right at the very beginning where there's opportunity, where there's a chance for you to figure out how you make money from it, how you invest in it. Imagine if there was someone around, I probably wouldn't have listened because I was a special teenager, young adult. But if there was someone around who would have been educating us, if we had a Hillman TikTok, a Hillman University, if we had these Panthers out here teaching and sharing information to say, hey, you need to go get stock in this AOL company. You need to go get stock in this Intel company that is creating the computer chips that are going to speed up the processing for the computers. You need to go get stock in XYZ, and I'm going to show you how to get the stock. None of us would need to be here on TikTok learning about everything because we be on our island with some professionals coming to us, teaching us the course, custom courses for everything that we need to know. Or we'd have a board of directors. We have a big board where they're coming and sitting down and giving us the ideas of how to grow our money, right? And so here we are at a very, very special time, a very unique opportunity to start growing our portfolios, start learning information that is going to impact people for generations to come. Right now, statistically, when I started doing the research and I put together my formal educational course, I found out that only 3% of the global population even has a cryptocurrency wallet. That was staggering. 3% of the global population. If you think 3% of the global population, guess. I can't give you the answer, but guess, put in the chat how many or what percentage of that 3% looks like us. Okay. I'm going to easily say it is not 50%. That is a very, very low number. We are at the beginning. We are at the precipice of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and everything that there is to gain from this industry. So yeah, Maze, 0.5% sounds about right. I am with you there. I would say easily 0.5%. And then you have this type of new information, this new knowledge, this ability for people to learn something. You also have the ability for people to get scammed. If you were paying attention to the news, you saw the poor little people that went and bought that orange man's coin, and they went and bought it because they were so hopeful that he was going to do what he said he was going to do. Why is the crypto market crashing right now? It's not crashing right now. It's like stocks. Cryptocurrencies go up and down just like the stock market, but it's not crashing. What it's most likely doing, yeah, I was scammed too, Mace. I will tell you about that. So I told you a little bit about that. One of those moments where I said, you're absolutely right, rug pull. I trusted the information that was given to me. I trusted that this company that promised to give returns was going to do what they said they were going to do. They absolutely did not. Another time, I was connecting my Discord to another platform. And it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I should not have been up doing anything with technology or money. Boom, account got wiped out. I had NFTs in there and thousands of dollars of Ethereum in an account. It was gone within nanoseconds. But like my light bulb moment happened. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have put my code there, and it was gone. So when I tell you I understand it, and that is that when I educate people, I'm coming from that point of education. So I do a lot in later chapters talking about security for your cryptocurrency, security protocols for your family to make sure that you are getting the benefit of the knowledge and the benefit of putting yourself in a position to earn something for your family. You don't want it taken away because some thief in the night had a brainiac idea and figured out how they could get to your money. Okay. So we here. We passed what cryptocurrency is. Key points. Here's another big one. The benefit of cryptocurrency being autonomous. Oh, Brandon, it's not crashing. It needs to go up and down. Hold tight, buddy. Hold tight. Another part of my course is you only invest what you can afford to lose. Never, ever, ever take your money from something else, your mortgage, your car payment, your child's daycare, money that you needed to take care of other things. Never take your money and have a gambling mentality. We are going to talk about sound, strategic procedures. Okay, Brandon, I can't help you, baby. I'm on TikTok right now teaching a class. Okay. um, so funny. But yeah, I'm talking to you about sound information procedures that help you learn how to make sure you're putting yourself in a position to win. This is not get rich quick. This is get rich slow. We're going to be patient. We're going to be educated, and we're going to do what we do. We always come up. The cream always rises to the top. We always win when we have the information, when we have the knowledge, when we have the opportunity. That is why the DEI is being repealed right now, because they know that the cream rises to the top every single time. Okay. So, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is the technology that the cryptocurrency is on. So, how I want you to remember this, think of the internet. That is what blockchain technology is. The internet as we know it now is Web 2.0. The first version of the internet is when we were just sending emails back and forth to each other. We were just communicating by email. Then, boom, no sliding phones. I had the slider phone where not only could you email someone, but you can also send an instant message. You can send a video. That was Web 2.0. That was the creation of Web 2.0. So, so much has happened since then. Social media has happened. All types of development and things that you can do on the internet happen, right? I remember as an investment banker, a guy came to us looking for financing for a company. He wanted to create websites for restaurants. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. I was like, that makes no sense. Why, who would do that? I turned him down. I didn't want to work on the project. I was like, this is nonsense. Don't come in here like Brandon talking about he need a ride while I'm doing a TikTok training video on Hillman Talk, right? Don't come in here with nonsense, sir. I cannot help you. And so I turned him down. I didn't facilitate the financing for him. That guy's probably a multimillionaire right now. I understood what I understood. I didn't have the vision. I didn't have the foresight. Maybe he didn't explain it to me correctly. But now, if you're like me, I don't go to a restaurant until I look at their website first. I look at the reviews, what their rating is, what their menu is, what the parking situation is, because that determines what kind of shoes I wear. I'm not wearing red bottoms. Yeah, I'm not wearing any kind of cute shoes with a heel that's gonna hurt my feet if I gotta walk too far. If they don't have valet, that's out of the question. We're gonna go with some flats or something comfy, right? And so there are so many things, so many reasons why I may look at a restaurant's website if I'm hosting an event. I may need to book and do reservations on a website. So many things that happen and change the way we use the internet. That's the same thing that's happening right now with blockchain technology. So the website, or excuse me, the internet, their original version, emails. Web 2.0 allowed us to start sending videos and being real cutesy on it, right? Demure was that last year's word. And now Web 3.0 is the blockchain. This is going to take everything and supercharge it. So everything that's happening on the internet will soon migrate over to Web 3.0 and be supercharged, which is the blockchain. Okay. So understand it's here to stay, and we're moving with it. And now I want y'all to move with me and learn with me, right? All right. So when you have the blockchain and blockchain technology, it is a very secure way to have cryptocurrencies move. When a transaction is completed, the first app, think about computers, the first version of emailing. There were others, but for the sake of this illustration, it's the one that we all know about. Let's say that the first app on the internet was AOL. They were the first to the table. Now, the first app on the blockchain was Bitcoin. It was the very first digital currency, the first way that they were able to test out the technology and make sure that it worked. So the blockchain is the version of the advanced version of the internet, and Bitcoin is the first technology on the blockchain. So does everyone see the difference? Let me make sure we on the same page. Put yes if we see the difference. And if you are wanting to join over on YouTube to see the slides, feel free. I'm sharing slides there to help give more information and more insight and visuals. Okay, I see you, Maze. You say yes, you're on the same page. The YouTube is Blockchain Queen. All right, so once you have the blockchain and technology is being moved on it, the blockchain is very secure. And I like to do this example or this demo when information goes in a cryptocurrency transaction. Remember, that was the first app on the blockchain. When the cryptocurrency transaction happens, someone receives Bitcoin or someone sends it, a transaction is completed, and think of it as a rail car, the train car. Now the door is locked on that train. That is a block that just got locked. All right. Now another transaction happens and they create a chain link. This transaction happens in the two blocks, the two rail cars linked together. The next transaction happens, and here comes another. I'm going to bring my glass over here for a demo. I'm going to pretend this is another rail car. Now another chain links and blocks to it. So when hackers try to hack the blockchain and they have not been successful, they have to get into this first block. Before they could even get in there, milliseconds later, the second block is already connected to it. So they have to now break into this one to be able to hack this one. They can't because now it's linked to the next one. So now they're over here. And so that is what keeps the blockchain secure. That is why this technology is so advanced and people love it. All right. When people talk about they were hacked, it wasn't the blockchain. Their blockchain was not hacked. What was hacked, what was most likely hacked is that they had their password written down somewhere. They have, if it was a developer, they have their technology, the information for their technology on their site. Their network at their office may have been hacked. For someone who is using a DeFi exchange, they give you the password. They give you a series of 12, 16, 20, or 24 words in a specific order. And the mistake that some people make is they screenshot those words. Well, what do hackers do? They go in and hack their cloud and they go and scan through those pictures. They take the naked ones, slide them over there. We're going to sell those later. And they keep scanning word to note to self, no more naked pictures on your iCloud or your cloud, period. They scan, or videos. Okay. They scan. If they start seeing screenshots with words, they know immediately that is a cryptocurrency wallet. They then go in and clean out that wallet. That is how people get hacked, or writing the words down and not protecting them. And that's what I'll go over later in this course when we're talking about securing our legacy and securing our cryptocurrency. So it's not the blockchain that's getting hacked. It is usually a person's data that's getting hacked. Okay. So when we talk about, remember I talked about the bank teller, the person who is mining the coin, they're coming up with answers that say, yes, this person has enough money to send money over here. How does that actually work? Well, what they're doing is they're answering a mathematical equation. And let's say that mathematical equation, every single computer that does it has to answer a mathematical equation that the answer is 10. So you put in the chat some mathematical equations that the answer would be 10. One of them would be 10 plus 0. Another one would be 9 plus 1, 5 plus 5, 100 minus 90. It goes on and on and on. And every time the answer equals 10, that is now one of the nodes, one of the miners who said, yep, they have enough money to move crypto from this wallet to this wallet. Now, every blockchain has their own protocol. They have their own set of rules for how many miners have to agree that there's enough money to move from this person's wallet to this person's wallet, right? Let's say Bitcoins is six. Six miners have to agree that there's enough money. And the way that they agree and they have a consensus is by answering that mathematical question to get to the number 10. Well, now 6 computers somewhere around the world will come up with the solution where the answer is 10. Okay. So 11 minus 1. The answers go on and on. Well, now imagine this. We are 2025. Imagine the quantum math that needs to be done in order to come up with an answer that equals 10. That's why when you were watching the news and they're talking about mining farms, uh, mining facilities and how much energy they're using and how it's impacting the environment, because those computers are burning and humming to come up with those mathematical equations that equal 10. And let's say if one guy has a whole farm, a barn full of computers, you used to be able to do it on a laptop. Can't do that anymore because the power that you need to generate those type of answers is too much. Now, most of those, when you are driving on the highway and you see those solar farms on the farmland, that's usually tied to a Bitcoin barn that's somewhere, or a mining facility that's somewhere close by. All right. So you start to see how all of these things come together. Like, oh, wait, now you're going to drive down the road on your way to work or on the way to visit somebody, and you're going to see a big solar farm. There's usually a mining facility somewhere nearby. Okay. So transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain, we're saying that they need to have 6 computers around the world all agree and have consensus that Mr. John has enough crypto to send to my wallet. What problem does that solve? No more the check is in the mail. No more, oh, I sent you your payment. Someone said they were sending a payment for one of my clients and they were going to send it via Bitcoin. And they sent a screenshot of the amount that was sent. And I was like, oh, boo boo. My client was an older gentleman. And I was like, sweetheart, that's not how that works. Don't send me no screenshot saying that X amount was sent. Tell that girl to send me the hash. Your hash is the receipt that shows that the crypto was sent. It shows what wallet it was sent from, what time it left, how much was sent, and exactly the process. How many of those computers, say the 6 computers, how many have confirmed that the money was there? And then it confirms which wallet it was sent to and if it was received in that wallet. So, guys, there will be no more wondering if the Social Security check was sent, right? There will be no more wondering if the money was received by somebody on the other end, because you can go in and look into your app and see and say, I see it was sent to your wallet. It was received 7 seconds ago. You should have it. Here's the screenshot, or here's the hash that you can confirm that same information. This technology solves so many problems. And I get so excited telling people like all the ways that it can be used. So when you start thinking about your industry, what you're doing, how you can solve problems, we'll go into how blockchain technology impacts different industries. And if you're on my YouTube page, if you scroll down, you'll see a screenshot for a flyer from a YouTube video. I was interviewed back in 2019. Someone interviewed me about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, what it means for the future back in 2019, and I gave examples of how blockchain technology was being used in other countries, what we could expect here in the US, and some of those things are just starting to come on board. So when I found that recording, I was so excited to upload it to YouTube. Like, guys, I've been here. I'm talking my shit. I know what I'm talking about. Been around for a while. So please, if you get a chance, go ahead and watch that on Blockchain Queen on my YouTube page. The video, it just has a screenshot. It's me, a picture of me with Oprah Winfrey, and then the host of the show. So that's what the flyer looks like for that. But now, when we talk about how you secure your wallets, this is just going to be an entree into it. We're going to actually do a deep dive. I think it's in week 3, or week 4. Right now, we're just going to do a high level overview talking about public and private keys. Okay. There are 2 types of crypto wallets that you can get. You can get a public facing wallet. Those would be wallets that are very popular for people to use because they're very easy to use. And I will share my link for my recommended wallet. I always want you to make sure it is a credible platform. There are scammers out there creating platforms that are lookalikes. Okay. So I will share the link for the platform I recommend in the chat. But when you go onto those platforms, you will have to upload your ID and you will have to do a selfie. It's called a KYC. That stands for know your customer. When you go to the bank, if you would go to the bank and you would meet with a teller and you want to open an account, they're going to ask you to fill out, your name, email address, home address, all that good information. They're going to ask you for a copy of your ID. They're going to look at you, make sure it's you. If it's a business account, they want to see your bylaws or articles of incorporation, something that proves that you have the ability to create an account for that company. With cryptocurrency wallets, you cannot create business accounts. They have to be accounts that you own in your personal name if you're going to go to one of the public wallets, right? And so on those platforms, there is a prevailing theory that if the governments ever decide, and this has been one of the legal battles that have been going on for years, if the government ever decides that they want to start taxing your cryptocurrency profits, they would be able to. Hold on, let me have you mute there, honey. Unless troops arrive soon, Latoya, can you mute for me? Okay, thank you, dear. If you ever get one of those wallets and the government, if right now we have this new administration that's promising not to tax American based cryptos, all I'm going to say about them. So understand that if you have a wallet where you had to upload your ID and take a selfie, that if the governments ever decided they wanted to charge a tax on your profits, then you would be taxed on your profits, and that company or that platform would be required to report any profit or any profits that were removed, and then you would be required to pay taxes. If you went with a DeFi or a DEX, DEX or DEFI exchange, those are exchanges that do not have anyone tied to it. There you get access to those codes that I talked to you about, where they give you the 12, 16, 20, or 25, 24 passwords that you have to write down. And that is the only thing that ties you to your wallet. And so that is the information that you need to be able to access your wallet. That's also the information that whoever is going to be in charge, your heir, in charge of your legacy, will need to access that wallet in the future. Okay. So remember, you have your private key, security key, or you have a public wallet. And so it is up to you. I recommend starting your portfolios on the public ones just because it's a lot easier to buy crypto. The balance that they require to get started is a lot less. When you go to the DeFi or the DEX exchanges, those are going to require a much higher threshold for getting started. And most likely, if you can even buy crypto directly on them, your bank may reject the cryptocurrency purchase, because when it shows up on your debit card, it'll say like a purchase from Lithuania. And your bank is like, nope, get it out of here. We're going to reject it. And you got to go through a lot of steps to get that approved. And so that's why when I help people set up their wallets, and you'll be able to get my assistance as well. When I help people set up their wallets, I recommend exchanges that are going to be easier for newbies to start purchasing crypto to get started. Okay. All right. So I have this cute video. Um, for those who are watching on TikTok, I am going to share the link on TikTok in the chats after this is over, because this is the wrap up of day one talking about crypto. But it's really going to help you get your mindset right with what we're doing, what's happening here, why this is, the next step in money. It's talking to you. This video is so cute. It's a really short video. It's talking to you about the history of money from the beginning of money all the way until now with Bitcoin. So go ahead and watch that and enjoy. Again, like this video, follow my page. Next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the next week for chapter 2 of your crash course on cryptocurrency. Inbox me with any questions. If you're like, listen, I heard enough, I needed to get more information right now. I will make sure you get access to our free community and start building your crypto confidence there. I have more videos that you can get through the process a lot faster, but I want to make sure that you're empowered. You have the information that you need to grow your cryptocurrency portfolio. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next Sunday. And don't forget to look back at this chat in just a few seconds on TikTok, on YouTube. I'll be playing the video straight from here. Bye, guys. All right, so I am going to share this video. Hey, Miss Latoya. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not the right one. Sorry, guys. That was the PowerPoint that I already had up. Give me 1 second. That would be what they consider a concept of a plan. Here's the actual video. All righty.
Poor people need it, rich people keep it, and only a few can resist it. It can make us happy, but not always. Intrinsically, it has zero value. But then, it's maybe the only thing in the world we all agree to trust. To see how money came about, it helps to understand its history. First, there was barter, a system in which people simply exchanged what they wanted with what they had. This simple trade of goods led to an immense increase in specialization, economic growth, and wealth. To find each other and exchange what they had for what they needed, people formed markets. To ensure their produce could be trusted, they later invented brands. But there was a problem. Barter is based on a double coincidence of wants, which means that people who wanted each other's stuff also had to find each other. In a world without forms of telecommunications, this wasn't easy, and as a result, they often had to go an extra mile to find their luck. Around 3,500 years ago, someone came up with the idea to weigh products in the form of rare metals, and gold and silver became a medium of exchange. This was possible because there was a shared belief that gold was as beautiful as it was scarce. Gold allowed us to replace barter and make and sell things, and then save the income of our earning. The ability to store value was born. This meant we were able to take the earnings of our work into the future, which led to an immense increase in innovation and specialization. Trade exploded, and as a result, a lot of wealth was created. Around 1,000 years ago, some smart businessmen realized that trust itself was as good as gold. In exchange for goods, they simply promised the seller to give them the gold later and handed them a letter of credit instead. Paper notes had the advantage that they were lighter than gold and easier to count, store, and protect. Rulers and politicians then soon realized that they can issue these notes themselves and started prohibiting others to do so. To win the trust of their people, they promised to pay back every note with an equivalent amount of gold. Around 100 years ago, rulers began craving for more money than they had, and so they stopped backing it with gold, and just began printing as many notes as they needed. The so-called fiat money was born. The newly printed money was often given to business owners in the form of cheap loans. This allowed them to invest, hire, and increase economic activity. Employees who earned and saved that money realized that while prices of everyday goods went up over time, the buying power of their savings went down. As a result, they often spend their savings fast, further increasing economic activity. But soon, some began to understand that while their incomes remained relatively flat, housing and company stocks kept rising and rising. Inflation of asset prices happened because while there was more and more money, there was still just the same limited amount of land to buy. Some started to argue that whenever governments print new money, they effectively reduce the savings of the poor and increase the prices of homes usually owned by the rich. This is one reason people began searching for a new form of money. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are the latest form of money. They work just like the others because people can place trust in them. Unlike fiat money, Bitcoins are created by a decentralized network of mathematical code. That means that they can be transferred directly from person to person without the involvement of middlemen, and no one can increase the fixed amount of 21 million Bitcoins there are, which is the main reason people trust and save them. What do you think? Will history end here and Bitcoin become and remain the last form of money? And if Bitcoins disappear again, which form of money can we all agree to trust going forward? Before you make your argument, you may want to know that so-called honest or good money usually has 5 characteristics: scarcity, durability, portability, divisibility, and verifiability.
So there we have it, the history of money wrapped up for you. Again, make sure you like this live, subscribe to this channel, and next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be back on to give you lesson 2 from your cryptocurrency course. Share this with someone else that you know, love, care about, that wants to learn about crypto or should learn about crypto, and we'll make sure they're taken care of.